so Linguine is a little bit of a sensitive dog. And so we were trying another exercise, and it provoked this sort of response in him. And so he was starting to shut down. It wasn't going to be the right exercise for him. So I brought up this, which is one of the things that he gets possessive of. Now, if I give it to him and then I try to take it from him, then he is in possession of it, and that's going to cause a resource guarding situation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite him in. There we go. I want one more step. There we go. Sit. Sit. It's like, are you sure you want me to have this? You know what happened when I had this last time. Now, if I hold on to it, I'm still retaining ownership of it. So a dog won't be possessive of it until they perceive that they own it. Down. Down. Winnie. Hi, buddy. Come here. Sit. Down. Down. All the way. I see you cheating. There we go. Down. It's like my favorite toy. I haven't been able to slobber on you for a while. So what you want to do, basically, he's not cooperating right now, but we'll just kind of pantomime and talk about it. So basically what I'm going to do is just I'll give him the opportunity to sample and be with the object, but I'm going to retain holding it the whole time. Linguine. Linguine. Now some dogs know that they're being unbalanced when they get to a resource guarding state, and they will try to avoid it. Linguine, sit. Yes, I'm trying not to force you because I can sense you have a lot of operational resistance. Sit. Good boy. All right, well, a little trick you can do if he gets like this with one of these things and he doesn't want it, take some hot water and like hold it in a little bit of warm water for a minute. It'll kind of soften it up and stand up. Both of you stand up and say off. Off. Now make it happen. There you go. And keep going, let go. And grab a seat. Good job, buddy. Now this is a great example of, I don't know if you shot that.
I didn't even
think
about it.
Well, shoot me. So what was happening is he didn't want to deal with this, and finally he just went and climbed up on the couch on top of not only his couch, but his guardian. And so that's why I said get up, stand up, and one of the new rules we incorporated is no furniture. So what he was trying to do was, I don't have the authority to override David and take this, so I'm actually just going to climb up on top of the couch. And so it's important within that 3-second window that we immediately disagree with the dog. Okay, going back to this, holding on to these objects and letting him lick it and chew on it as much as he wants. Now, when we get to the point where you want to take it away, I'm going to have a treat like this. And so this means he's got his mouth around it and he's really getting a good chew on it. Then basically I'm going to put the treat right here on his nose. And you might have to literally touch his nose. You can also run it down his whiskers on the side. You'll get a lot of scent from there. Make sure it's a really high value treat. And as soon as he lets go, pop it in his mouth and say the word drop, or whatever the command word is. And then you take the object away, give him the treat. Wait a second, tell him to sit. Make sure he's sitting or lying down because those are more subordinate body postures. Once he sits or lies down, we go back and let him lick and chew on it again. Let him go at it for a minute or two so he really gets into it before we pull out another treat. And don't hold your treat like here. That'll distract him and he'll want to go for it. So you might have to turn around, reach and grab a treat up here. And because you retain possession of it, the dog won't be snapping at you, and it'll be easier for you to get him to do it. Keep on doing this until you can get to the point where you just say drop, and he just immediately opens his mouth, and you can take, and don't pull it away. Wait for it, you just say drop, he opens his mouth, then you take it away. Do not pull it away from him. That will cause more resource guarding. Now the other things you can do is if he does have an object, that, like one of these, that you know, once you've gotten to the point where he no longer is, you feel very comfortable with this, the next step would be to give him a little rawhide, a little piece like this. Now make sure it's all wet because they want to ingest it. And a lot of them, it's the same shape as their intestines, and so that it can get stuck somewhere in the digestion tract. So what you do, you start out by holding it, let him chew on it, and then basically, and this is after you've done this for like a couple weeks, then you just basically let go and he has the object, but you're sitting here. Now, we're not going to try to take it from him at that point because that will cause a problem. But then what we're going to do is just going to drop a treat and then get up and walk away. Next stage would be, and if you can walk away and he takes the treat and then goes back to chewing his deal, then you walk up from 12 feet away and toss a treat, but be about 4 or 5 feet away before you toss the treat. You'll find out what the distance is. If you start approaching him and you get to consistently 5 feet, and that's when he starts growling, then that's where you stop or stop at 5.5 feet. Toss a treat so it just lands right next to him when he has the object, and then walk away. And it'd be nice if you could observe it from a distance, but the object was, we want him to understand when a human approaches, they're not going to take your thing, they're going to give you something better than what you got, and then you get to go back to your having your own stuff as well. But really retaining possession of it is going to be just helping him practice and establish a new way of interacting when I have a high value item. It's the human's item, not my item. So that's how the first stage of what we do when we're working with a dog who is a resource guard.